Hey, what's up? There was a question asked about training your delts on the TRX Suspension Trainer, and the issue was wondering if you could build delts on this and with this. And if you have a little bit of ingenuity, you for sure can. And I'm going to show you a couple different exercises, some on the more traditional scope of what TRX exercises are, and then some a little bit less traditional, a little bit more outside of the box thinking, to really get into that shoulder capsule and really like get a good shoulder pump, which we don't think we can get with the straps because it isn't your traditional external load. It's our own body weight as the load. So we just have to kind of manufacture those angles and those leverage points to get into the shoulder the way that we want to. So the first exercise I'm going to do, most people who use the straps know this sequence is the I's, Y's, T's, and W's, right? So you're going to start with an offset stance, and this is our end point for the I, right? So you're going to start here, figure out where you can hold that position in that strong plank, control the down, right? Control the up, and control the down, right? Now, if I don't offset that stance, that becomes much more difficult. So now, my 40-second exercise that, is a very nice conditioning exercise becomes a muscle building exercise because doing 8 reps of that is going to be a challenge, right? So in order to get the appropriate challenge for muscle building, I'm going to find that range that doesn't allow me to do more than, let's say, 12 without exhaustion. So again, I've got my I, right? Coming slightly outside of that, I've got a Y, right? So as I come up and lower myself, I'm going to kind of phase out with that. And then I've got T's as well. So I could go straight out to the sides and really work on squeezing the shoulder blades together as I pull apart. And I can do that same thing here, right? And try to pull away from each other with my feet not staggered, right? So all of a sudden it becomes this massive strength building, muscle building, hypertrophy move. And then you've got your W's, which is more kind of like a shoulder health exercise. You don't really want to get into a position that's going to make it so like 8 is tough. That's more of a shoulder stability exercise that we're looking for there. So I's, Y's, and even T's can be this massive muscle builder on the delts. A couple of the less traditional ones, right? So reverse Superman. This is just going to hit the whole backside of the body. It's really going to increase your the positive outcome of a postural stance here, right? So if I want to increase my posture and make it positive, this is a great exercise for that. So I'm going to take the foot cradles on the bottom of the straps and put the back of my hands in them. Thumb stay out on both sides. Now, an easy way to do this is to stay tall, right? So I stay tall, I pull those hands in line with my ears, right? And then I push up and down, always keeping pressure towards the back of the straps. So now as I go, now my straps are holding me up, but I still got to get the hands in line with the ears. So that's going to light your upper back on fire immediately. So once I fall under the straps and go lower and get that more tension into the straps, this becomes much more difficult. So now I'm going to extend my legs up so I'm basically sitting in a reverse plank. When I do that, arms are going to go up overhead. So I'm here, I'm going to extend my legs. As that happens, arms go up and I try to keep them in line with my ears. Woo! Right? So I can gauge that. Some people who don't have great shoulder strength, maybe you're going to stay taller. You guys who are badasses, maybe you're going to get a little lower under there. I'm going to tell you right now, just moving an inch or two makes the demand for this exercise so much more difficult. Right? Now the other thing I want to show you is a single handle mode right? And now, if we are in a position where, you know what, that's really easy, I really want to focus on those delts, I can do some of those exercises single handle mode. And I'm going to get way higher because it's going to be way harder, right? Way harder. Because all of a sudden, all your weight's on one side, you can't even that out, you're going to be flying all over the place. So not only do you have to pay attention to what's going on in the shoulder, but you have to stabilize the rest of the body so you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. So I can still do those eyes, right? But I can't call this a Y because it's not a Y because I only got one hand. So next exercise, going out slightly, it's kind of the same thing as your lat raise, your front raise, right? It's kind of the same thing as that rear delt fly. And I could technically do the same thing here too, right? You don't need to though, because all you have to do is go underneath the straps a little bit more to get that stimulus that we want. So those are a couple of the exercises you can do. Again, you can do that single handle mode, that I, you can do that T, you can do that Y, or the T and the Y. They're both very difficult to do single-handed, but if you're having trouble thinking that you're not hitting the delts as much as you want, try those out and see what happens.